Hi there, this is Xander Goodwin, and this is my game Falling with Style. It's a platformer based off the concept of airbending from Avatar, which you can hear by the little whoosh wind noises being made every time he jumps. So when I started developing this game, first I started with like the basic platformer physics, which is the jumping, the gravity, and the collisions. So the way I did the collisions is if I show you my code here, uh, it first detects which side of the block that you're on. Any of these black blocks around here. The blocks are also color coded, but I'll get to that later. So it detects which side of the block you're on and pushes you. It gets your horizontal or vertical speed, which are separate in my code. It gets that speed and it pushes you back with the same amount of speed to kind of equalize you. So if you're running into this wall with a speed of 5, it'll push you back with a speed of 5. And that led to this little wall cling effect that you're seeing right now, which is one of those it's not a bug, it's a feature kind of moments because I actually like that for something I'll explain later. So the next thing I decided to add was to really make it feel like you're leaping through the air with the power of wind. You can do a mid-air launch like this. Instead of like a double jump like most platformers, you can do a launch. And the special thing about this launch is you can launch yourself in 8 different directions. So if I launch, you can go to the side, you can go down, you can go to the bottom left. Basically, you hold the W, A, S, and D keys. Obviously, it's like a max of 2 for which direction you want to go, and that's the direction it sends you when you press space. So if you're holding W and D, for example, um, it'll send you like that. And the final thing that I just showed is basically it's very similar to the launch, but if you are on a wall, you can launch off of it like that, and it does a very similar effect like this. And what's cool about the cling thing I was talking about is that it makes it very clear if you are capable of wall jumping. It'll have you cling on. So that's a nice little detail. So that's basically all I have in terms of the physics of how the game works. So let's keep going. Okay, so that's the first level, pretty simple, right? Um, Here is the second one, which this is actually the first one I designed. I designed all of these levels. I kind of drew them out on paper first, and then I placed the blocks down. They're all at the bottom of my script here. If you scroll all the way down, they're kind of each their own little function that clears the previous level and puts in all the new blocks and stuff like that. Here's like all my animation stuff. All like the big chunky like listy kind of code is at the bottom. So because you don't really need to look or access at that very often. So anyway, for this one you do like a simple wall jump, but then there's a new obstacle, which is this. The idea behind that is that you need to go at a certain speed in order to break through it. So as you can see, if I go over here again, if you just kind of run into it, it's not going to really break. You have to do a lot to it like that. Um, okay, so this level was pretty fun to design. I designed it so I could show off like the wall jumping, and it doesn't work if you kind of just, you have to like be very particular about the timing. You gotta wait until you touch every side, otherwise it'll get messed up. So it's like that. I just think that looks cool that you're like the way you leap from side to side like that. So yeah, let's just go through like that. Okay, this is the final level, definitely the most tricky. It starts you off by resting on this platform. I originally was going to have it make you fall immediately, but I thought that would be kind of, rude to just like, if someone's not paying attention, they just die immediately. And this actually makes it a lot harder because now you have to do a dash and then you have to land on this wall. And one of the challenges was that this level was just way too hard. This black part was originally like less than half the size, and I just realized it was just too hard for people to, complete it. So you go up here and bam, you win. So yeah, a lot of the instruction I got was just kind of using the Pixie documentation online, figuring out how to do things that I would do in other languages, translating it over to JavaScript. Um, I got a lot of help from both my crit group and people and other friends at RIT, and from home. I got a lot of people to play test it. One of the main things one of my friends recommended was implementing this thing called Coyote time, where for after a second, I waited too long there, but basically, if you can jump a little bit after you land off the platforms, and that works with the wall jumps too. If you leap up, and then you get a little bit of time before you can do a wall jump. So that's helpful, especially in this level, because you can kind of this second level because you can kind of bounce off a wall jump right there, and yeah, it just helps the game feel a lot more fluid. And yeah, I think that's everything I have to talk about. That's my game. I had a lot of fun making it. Platformers was like I haven't really made a lot of platforms in the past, so a lot of the physics was really challenging, especially the collisions. I had to like rethink. I originally didn't have it detect what side you were on, but that seemed like the best way to like make it like surefire that like it wasn't gonna mess up. But yeah, a lot of that stuff I had to work through for the first time. But overall, it was a lot of fun making it. I really like the way the guy looks leaping around, especially with these little animations I did. I was originally going to do a run animation too, but I decided to just keep it. Since the idea is you're supposed to be in the air most of the time. The sound effects, like the little 8-bit sound effects I made, I like those a lot too. For when you die or when you um, go to the next level and when you jump, of course. So yeah. That's my project. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.